Hello and welcome to another Doctor's Assistant 1 video, and today I'm doing a review of Graham O'Brien, or at least I think that's his second name, the 5.5 inch action figure of him, recently released in the new sort of 13th Doctor wave of action figures to sort of coincide with Series 13. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty basic overall, like, sort of figure. I'd definitely say he's the weakest of the wave, honestly. I mean, I guess the only silver lining or thing that I can say off the bat that's really positive is if you need more sort of background characters for a figure adventure, then this would probably be really good. I mean, I am a big fan of his character in the show. I think he's the standout companion, so I guess it does make sense to have him as a figure. So yeah, he's in this sort of very blue costume, as you can see in that, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's from like Arachnids in the UK. I can't remember. I can't say I've watched that episode a lot, maybe 2 or 3 times at most, which for me isn't that much. But yeah, yeah, it's a pretty decent, as I say, humanoid sort of character and that. You've got the boots that are very, very big boots, like both like the length and the width of the boots. Like, you know, they kind of look like big chocolate buttons. Anyway, and then the silver at the bottom, right at the bottom, and then they've got a little bit of detailing, but not much. The trousers are nicely creased and that, and textured and that, and it's really weird. The texture of the figure is quite powdery. It's like that powder you get on a jelly baby. It's really weird. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. And then you've got, as I say, more detailing and more sort of wrinkle, like sort of creases and lumps and bumps to make it feel and look like an actual textured weighted jacket, which is pretty cool. I think you've got 2 pockets there as well. The biggest interesting thing to me personally is the fact that this is essentially just Nick Cutter, I think his name is, from the ITV show Primeval, like the body and the legs and that. Basically the only difference is obviously the head, so they've basically very much been able to recycle and reuse that sort of figure mold and that figure. So depending on who you are, you might like that, you might not. I have mixed feelings about it. I mean, if it works, it works, or if it means we get a new figure like this, then cool. But I don't know, sometimes it would be cool to see someone from, like, you know, the ground up, but then it's more work on them, and then would it mean that this whole wave would be delayed a bit more? What is very disappointing is that there's no accessories. What I would have liked is maybe a spider from, kind of like the Dalek Mutant, but like a spider from Arachnids in the UK. So 1, we would definitely know that this figure's from that episode, and 2, something to have him sort of packaged with, because he looks quite boring in the packaging. As for the detail on the face sculpt, I think it's pretty decent. I don't think it's perfect, but it's, as I say, it's pretty decent. I like the fact that, although it's difficult to get the aged effect on a head sculpt this small, that they've kind of realised that, and they've kind of gone out of their way to have quite a few grey, sort of add a grey wash to the head sculpt, where so that it adds to the idea that he is an older character, and that even though his hair is naturally just brown, but as I say, it's got bits of sort of a silvery grey. You even have like a little bit of detailing there where there's a shirt with some spots on, and I like the fact that the collars there have been sculpted in such a way that they're sort of ruffled up, and that so just adds a little bit more personality to the figure. Articulation wise, he is just sort of a standard figure, can go in at the elbows and does full 360 at the wrists. Full 360 at the wrists, and the arms, I'm pretty sure, can go outwards a bit, like to the sides a bit, but they are very stiff and I wouldn't recommend it. I think he can clearly move, or has full 360 waist articulation, I'm pretty sure. Like, you can kind of move him side to side. in at the knees, I think, or one of the knees bends, but the other doesn't. But then again, he is old, so I'll let him off, I guess. Yeah, the other knee doesn't want to bend really on my figure, and I'm a bit worried to do it in case it snaps. So yeah, and then they can go out at the sides. I'm not sure if the feet can sort of move a bit. No, you can't really move the feet. However, you can move the... Oh, there we go. We got a knee joint. Yeah, my one seems to have, on his other knee, have like a sort of grey powdery sort of thing happening here. Like this grey powdery stuff, which is really sort of disconcerting. Maybe it was sort of glue, which is a bit, as I say, disconcerting. The feet don't move like Earl. It's just a case of moving that bit of the leg to then have the feet move, which is a bit disappointing because I always like moving the feet for whatever weird reason. And then the head, I think, might move just sort of side to side. Obviously the collar is very much hindering the idea of him doing full 360. I mean, I guess you could do that if you really wanted to force it, but then potentially the figure head might come off or something. So yeah, I mean, Bradley Walsh and or Graham O'Brien, it's a pretty decent figure. It's probably the one that if I wasn't reviewing the figure for the channel, for the YouTube channel, I'd probably pass on. And that, I think, even though he is the best character of the TARDIS team, I would maybe pass on him. I think they could have had maybe picked a different costume or different sort of, yeah, Graham from a different episode maybe, or something, or maybe, as I say, just added an accessory. I'd give this figure a well-earned sort of 5 out of 10. It's just your sort of box standard sort of just figure. It's okay. It's just, yeah, nothing above average, nothing stands out to me. So yeah, thanks for watching, comment, rate and subscribe.